Oh shit, you know what?
Be fine there. I just was wondering whether you wanted us to slide back to give you more room.
Right
That's all.
here. If I move over a little bit. This is okay. Because once Larry gets up, you can put the chair the other way.
You know what? I just realized I got to practice today with y'all. There's nobody here. So give me one quick second, okay? Yeah. And I'm sorry, y'all. I kind of didn't realize. So just give me one quick second. I just got to grab my mat, and I'll be right back. All right, I got my mat. I got my yoga shorts on. Now we're ready to go. It is surprise practice. I forgot that I didn't have someone over me today. Is there anything y'all want to do? Core? With me on the mat with you? That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate that.
Trina says the teacher should always do core with the students, otherwise it's not fair.
That's why I do boat pose with y'all. I never shy away from a boat pose. Which one? Yeah. Yeah. You know I'm not the guy that's going to run away from the work, right? Like, let's go for it. Let's do it. If you don't know the little joke, that's my nemesis pose, right? From the first time I ever tried it until right now. Half moon pose is this, right? So we'll play with it. If you do the shit that's easy all the time, right? Where's that going to get you? It's just a plateau. It's going to plateau, right? It's going to be a limit. You want to always try to challenge yourself. You all okay if you're on camera a little bit?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
setting goes.
Okay. Sure. Now you're talking my language.
And a chair pose hold.
And a chair pose hold? Okay. 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 Let's do it.
I guess he must have moved.
Looks like it's working. Yeah, he moved. Yep.
Never really
All right, 2-minute plank, core, chair pose, half moon.
Stretching the neck, shoulders.
Some neck and shoulders? Okay. All right. Clock. All right. So let's think about that today. Some of the things that you hear me say all the time, right? Most of you we practice. There's a couple of new faces, but like most of you we practiced before. And I always tend to say things like certain moments are hard, right? Let them be hard. A 2-minute plank, let's not fool ourselves. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a challenge. Yeah, thanks, Beck. Yeah. It's going to be a challenge. It's a 2-minute plank, right? It's supposed to be hard. When you're in that moment, that's what you say to yourself. Yes, this is going to be a challenge, but I'm going to be in the moment, right? I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to set a foundation. I'm going to engage, and I'm going to do the best that I can, right? I'm going to express the best that I can in the moment. Do your knees count, like knees down? Yeah, right? So if knees down are where you want to be today, awesome. If you do 30 seconds and you need to rest, awesome, right? You're where you need to be in your practice, where your edge is. Are there going to be lots of things that we do together? Of course. Like we're all on the trip together, but at the same time, we're on our own trip, right? And you got to practice with what your heart, your mind, your body is asking for you to practice, right? So that'll be our play today. It's weird, like when I talk about like endurance type exercises, there's a point where you're saying to yourself, I might not make it, right? That's how hard I got to go. I might not make it. But then you got to try to bring it in balance and say, well, I got to get to the finish line, right? But that's where you got to be. You got to be able to ride that line and be like, okay, these are places that I can push a little more or challenge myself. These are places I can recover because I'm maybe familiar with the pose. Like downward dog. Sometimes I say to y'all, rest in downward dog. Is downward dog an easy pose? No. But why can you rest in it? Because it's familiar, right? And you know it. Those are the moments you got to like optimize, right? You got to take that moment and be like, I got to get everything I can out of this. So then I could go again. We ready? Sounds like a class that's about to do some core, right? For sure. So take a nice seat, close the eyes. Sit up tall. Lean back a little bit. When we talk about core, we're talking about the deepest of the muscles. Some of the muscles that, multifidus is your core and your spine, but spinal erectors and all those muscles running up the spine are doing a lot of work right now. Work that they don't always do, right? Because they're allowed to, the upper back's allowed to round and the shoulders fall forward and the chin falls to the floor. That's our misalignment of life. So here we're doing everything the opposite. Root down into the outsides of the feet and the sit bones. That's going to be below the waist. Take a nice breath above the waist. Feel the lift happen. Feel the expansion. So it's front to back, it's top to bottom, it's side to side. Let the shoulders settle back a little bit. Let the head and the throat settle back. Let the chin come down just a little bit. On the inhale, as you feel the ribs expand and open, on the exhale, feel the belly draw in, feel the ribs compress. We push that air out. We don't feel the diaphragm, but we can feel the belly come out. We can feel those ribs start to expand open, just as we can feel them then close. As the breath turns to movement, inhale, let the arms lift. Let the fingertips and the knuckle pads come to root. From here, we'll tap into the breath even deeper. So, listening to yourself breathe. That's a refinement. Slowing down the beginning of the inhale and pushing more on the end of the exhale. That's a refinement. Counting out the breath. The inhale will be 2 or 3 seconds. Make the exhale the same 2 or 3 seconds. That's a refinement. All the way up to Ujjayi breath, where we let the air rebound off the back of the throat. And one time together to initiate our practice. Together, the sound of Om. All together. Deep breath in. We softly bow our head to our hearts, our heads to each other's hearts. Inhale, lift the head, open the eyes, release the hands. My throat's a little bit off still from the game the other night, but I'll try my best to project, you know. That catch from Rowe, we were screaming, right? I don't know if y'all seen it on TV. It was a full standing ovation. That's how nice the catch was. So it was well worth the voice. All right, right hand out to the side. Turn the palm forward. Take the left hand up and over. Breathe up into your palm. Yep, you're using your hand to like hold your head. And then take the little side bend to the left. Keep working here at the belly. Shutters, if you're not sure what the shutters are, the bottom of your ribs. The shutters want to blow open, you got to close the shutters. And now as you take that little side bend, now you can try those little refinements even further. If you peek to, like if you had a shirt pocket, you'd be getting these upper traps. If you look up, you get into sternocleidomastoid. There's chunky muscle here on the front side of your neck. Inhale, come up, release. Next inhale, take the arms up. Pull the belly in, pull the shutters close. Let the head and the throat slide back. Let the arms come back. Exhale, hands in front. Swap the legs. Left hand out to the side. You're like pushing your hand towards the wall with the window in the door to root back into that right sit bone. Then take that right arm up and over. Breathe up into the palm and take that little side bend. Yeah, keep turning the hand back so you're going in like external rotation of the arm. and then start to play what feels good to you. That little peek down, the little peek up, maybe both, whatever your flavor is. And then inhale, come up, exhale, release. Next inhale, take the arms up. Connect to that belly, connect to those shutters. Slide the head and the throat back. Take those arms back a little deeper. Feel this peel coming up here. Exhale in front. Spin around. All fours, hands and knees. Hands an inch or two in front of your shoulders, knees an inch or two behind your hips. Low mountain, right? We're trying to get the core to fire. We're trying to get all the muscles to start to like turn on right now. So we're clawing the floor and we're hugging our hands in. And you can see I'm firing up all my muscles. I'm squeezing my bicep to hold this elbow joint. Settle the upper back just a little bit, like this is too much and this is not enough. So find that sweet spot. Slide the head and the throat back. Bring your gaze right across your fingers. In the low body, sweep the inner heels out because we're going to try to do this. So we got to sweep this way so they're straight up to the sky. Then hug the shins in. Pull your heels to your butt. Now you're really engaged through the legs. Go back to the core. Belly, shutters, and now breathe. Yeah, use the breath to organically, right, like peel yourself apart. Organic expansion. And then when you're ready, because we just made all that space, work your cat-cow. Inhale, arch the back, lift the sit bones, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, round the back. Look to your belly. Lengthen your sit bones towards your heels. Your inhale, arch. Your exhale, round. Now put that rhythm to your breath, right? How long's the inhale? Maybe 2 or 3 seconds. So that's how long we want to go through that arch. The exhale, 2 or 3 seconds. How long we want to go through the round. And this is where I've been saying the past few weeks, it's like slow motion. It's not that you're trying to move slow, it's that you're trying to stay with your breath. And our heart rates are still pretty low here. They're not even up to 100, so we're not really picking up the pace too much. One more, and then we'll come to a neutral position, so find that flat back. This is the common tendency. The belly falls to the floor. See, and now I got this well here. I got to bring the belly in, and I start to fill in this lumbar spine. Take a couple breaths. Right arm up, left leg back, come to that spinal balance. Thumb points up, toes point down. Your toes are off the mat, maybe about like 4 to 6 inches. If I go up here, this fires these low spinal erectors. That's not what we're looking for. In this instance, we're looking for extension out of the hip. Exhale, lower. Left arm up, right leg back. Keep hugging the forearms into the midline, the shins into the midline, staying with the belly, staying with the shutters. Exhale, lower. Right arm up, left leg back. Now we reach out of the back heel, forward out of the fingertips, forward out of the crown of the head. Exhale, lower. Left arm up, right leg back. Even expanding side to side. Feeling those ribs continue to open. Exhale, lower. Now put it with your breath. Inhale, right arm up, left leg back. Exhale, lower. Your next inhale, left arm up, right leg back. Exhale, lower. Go ahead and put it with your breath. So there's that 2 or 3 seconds to lift the arm and the leg. 2 or 3 seconds to lower them back down. Again, I'm not trying to move slow. I'm just trying to work with my breath. Now we started with the right arm and the left leg, so let's finish with left arm, right leg, or whatever your side 2 was. We'll meet back in all fours. Notice if that belly fell to the floor. If it did, draw it towards that spine. Step back to plank. So here in plank, you can see where my feet are. My shoulders are on top of my wrist crease, and I'm in dorsiflexion, which means my toes are closer to my shins. This is plantar flexion, like a high heel. We don't want that. This is Tadasana, where my feet are straight up and down. We're not there yet. We want to be here, dorsiflexion. Then when we would go to Chaturanga is when we would bring our feet here to Tadasana. Never to here. Only between here and here. Now lift the hips, come to downward dog. So that'll be your distance in your downward dog. It'll match your distance in your plank. That's how they then come together when we put them in a vinyasa. Now in this first dog, soften it up, bend the knees, look forward, start to hug the hands in, start to lift the forearms up, lift the inner biceps up. The inner biceps are trying to fall to the floor. We don't want that. So when we lift the inner biceps up, we're going to feel our shoulders move out away from our neck. We're going to feel like we got broad in our chest and our upper back. We're going to feel like our side bodies are nice and long here from hips to armpit. Slide that throat back so your cheeks or your ears are in line with your biceps. Now reconnect to the belly and the shutters. Fire up the legs. So pull your heels to your butt. And now pedal the heels. So take the right heel down, inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower that left heel down. Inhale it up. Take that right heel down. Yep, and move slow here. Same time, keep pushing the hands down and forward and taking your chest back towards your toenails. And there's the big opener in the arms and the chest. Now, if we started with our right heel, let's finish with our left. Come to neutral. Next inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, back to downward dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, back to downward dog. Keep it going here. Put it with your breath. Don't try to rush through these. Be right here in that moment. Let's do one more. That next inhale as you come forward to plank, let the exhale lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Take 3 nice breaths. So you want to hug your hands in and pull them back to you. So I pull my belly forward and my shoulders go back and down away from my ears. When you're ready, lower the chest, push up through plank, back to downward dog. Now, if it felt good to keep your knees bent in downward dog, keep them bent. If it feels better to straighten them, straighten them. One's not better than the other. It's where you want to take the pose, right? What's your body asking for? Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Take those 3 nice breaths. Charge those legs. Work those shoulders back and down. Head and throat back. Then after your 3 breaths, maybe back to chaturanga or lower your chest. Push up through plank, back to downward dog. Reach the right leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. High in your fingertips or your blocks. Put the weight into your legs. Your hands are just here to connect to the floor. The power is going to go into your legs. Push that front heel down and pull it back to you. Push the ball of the foot down on that back leg and pull it forward to you. Shins, even though they're not next to one another, they're hugging into the midline. Pull the pelvic floor up like from your jump. Pull your belly in. Pull your shutters closed. Heart's reaching out, right? Chakras coming up. Throat's back. Gaze is out in front of the mat. Reach up out of the crown of the head. Exhale, lower the back knee. Inhale the arms in front, plug them in, take them up overhead. Pull the belly and the shutters closed. You're going to feel this lift come through that thoracic spine, that middle upper back. That's the space that if you want to curl back, you could curl back into it. Let the back of the heart keep lifted up through the front of the chest so we go up and back, not back and down. One more breath. Exhale the hands down. Lift the back knee. Keep the left hand down. Draw the right elbow back. Take the twist. Keep that left shoulder rooting back. You got to keep spinning the bicep forward. Keep the twist happening above the waist. So you got to keep that left hip lifting up. Maybe look up. Inhale, come back to center. Place the hand down. Step back. Downward dog. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through. Lunge. That's it, right? The blocks of your fingertips are all for your spine. We're not trying to do this, right? This is our misalignment. We don't want to do this to our spine. We're just trying to get back to Tadasana. Now, you might feel like you can go down a little bit lower. So challenge yourself. See if you can go down and still hold that spine. Go deeper in the flexion of the hip here. And then if you feel like I was a better position up a little higher, go back. If it felt good going down, go down. Play with it where you need to be. Reach out of that back heel, forward out of the front knee, forward out of the crown of the head, even side to side. And let the exhale lower the back knee. As you're coming up, drag the knee forward. Arms come up, take them up overhead. If you need to stop and plug, plug. And as you drag that knee forward, you're already feeling come up that front of the thigh on that right leg. When you pull the shutters closed, you get the lift through the spine. Now you can play with curling back into it. Reach up out of your thumbs, feel the backs of the arms ignite. Like you're squeezing a beach ball between your forearms. One more breath. And then exhale the hands down. Lift the back knee. Keep the right hand down. Draw the left elbow back. Maybe take the twist. So soften your left thigh down. Try to get your thigh parallel with the floor. Yeah, now it's easier to keep the right thigh up. Breathe forward first so the spine gets long, and then start to twist open. Maybe start to look up. One more breath. Nice, y'all. Inhale, come back to center. Place the hand down, step back, downward dog. Beautiful. Inhale, come forward to plank. Work on your breath, not my voice. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Exhale, lower back to chaturanga or lower your chest. Push up through plank. Back to downward dog. Look forward. Bend your knees. Step or jump between your hands. Swing your arms up. Take a big reach. Belly's in. Sit bones are down. Reach up. Maybe curl back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in front. Let the right arm come in front. Plug it in. Take it across the body. Let the left hand come to meet it, to hold it up. Now, this is the common tendency. We're not trying to pull the head of the arm bone out of the socket. Plug it in and just take it like to the midline. And there's this little stretch right over this medial delt. That's the middle of your shoulder, the middle muscle there. Exhale, release. Right arm in front. Plug, take it across. Yep. Feel that you're rooting the head of that arm bone still back into the shoulder socket. Once it starts to come out this way, that's your rotator cuff hanging out for dear life, right? So, and those are 4 muscles that struggle to do the job of one muscle in our body sometimes, right? So they're challenged, for sure. Exhale, release. Sit back as the knees bend, swing the arms up. Your shoulder has the most range of motion of all the joints. So, of course, it's going to be the hardest to control, right, to keep safe. Pull the belly in, pull those shutters closed. Yep, curl back into it. Inhale, come up. Right hand grabs the left wrist. The inhale goes up. The exhale takes the side bend. Root from your left hip into your left heel. But peel from your left hip up your left side body. Do the ribs, those are your intercostal muscles. Take the head and the throat back. Take the arms back a little deeper. Inhale, come up, swap the hands. Inhale goes up. Exhale goes just a little bit. Yep, whatever angle you're on, root down and breathe up. And then go deeper. Yep, and keep working at it. What you're doing is you're making space. And then as you make the space, you can move into the space. Get this nice peel right off the hip bone. It's a crunchy area for us. Inhale, come up, release the hands. Take the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Before you pull the shoulders back, fill the ribs up. Yep, now fill the lungs up and expand the ribs. Then take the shoulders back. Yeah. That's how you get that nice stretch off your sternum here, like your breastplate through these pecs, through the front of the shoulder. If you take your hands, isometrically pull them apart, you're going to send like energy up the arms. Then you could take them away from your back, and that's how you get into the bicep, forearm and bicep a little bit more too. Exhale, release. Sit back as the knees bend, swing the arms up, big reach. Maybe curl back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step the right leg back, lunge. Inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana, one crescent. Keep that front knee right on top of the ankle and try to keep it in line with that second toe. Keep the back heel sweeping out. It's going to draw that right hip forward. Pull the belly in, pull those shutters closed, reach up. Maybe curl back. If you're deep, inhale, come up. Take your right hand, go all the way across the body to the outside of that left thigh. Let the left hand meet Anjali Mudra. Reach out of your back heel. Yes, forward out of your front knee. Push the hands together. Now start to rotate. Open the left side of the chest. Go ahead and extend those arms if you want. You can take the outside of the right hand to the outside of the foot, and the left hand goes up to the sky. Inhale, come back to warrior one. Exhale the hands down. Step forward. Keep the knees bent. Reach the left leg back. Reach out of your heel. We're extending out of that hip. We warmed that up earlier. Find the lunge. Inhale, come up, Vira one crescent. Remember, stay with your breath. Keep lifting the top of this left thigh up, but softening the right one down. Maybe curl back into it a little bit. Let that inhale come up. Take that left arm across the body. See, I want to open this up. That way when I twist, it's with space, right? Make space and then move into the space. Push the hands together. Start to rotate open. If you want to take the hand outside of the left hand to the outside of that right foot, right hand to the sky. Inhale, come back to warrior one. Exhale the hands down. Step forward. Swing the arms up, big reach. Exhale, hands in front. Nice, y'all. Set the feet. Sit back as the knees bend, swing the arms up. Take that right hand behind your back, left hand to your elbow. Belly's in, shutters are closed. And then draw the fingers up to get that stretch. Keep pushing your head back into your forearm. That'll help you stand up straight. You'll use that force feedback. Exhale, release. Inhale the arms up. Side two. Left hand behind. Right hand to my elbow. I need to keep a crease at my front hip. So leaning forward is going to be better than letting the hips come forward. So if you have to, lean forward a little bit. You got the crease at your hip. That's hip hinge, right? Human movement. Now we can push our head back, and I can use that to stand up tall. Yep, and then as I draw up, I start to feel the stretch through the lat, serratus, pec, tri. Exhale, release. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Walk the hands out in front of you. Use your block if you need to boost up a little bit here, right, to give you a little more space. Then reach the right leg straight back, come to standing split. Now, we want to be able to move our toes on our left foot. So keep lifting that right leg up from the inner upper edge of the thigh. It'll help keep the toes pointing straight down. And reach your right heel to the wall behind you at the back of the room until you feel your left heel get real heavy and you can wiggle your toes. Not your big toe mound, just your toes. Exhale, lower. Take a breath. Reach the left leg straight back. Inner upper edge is where we're going to lift from. If we lift from the outside of the thigh, it's going to want to go into external rotation. We don't want that. We want to keep sweeping the inner heel out. Now reach that left heel back until you feel the right heel get real heavy and you can move the toes but not the ball of the foot. One more breath. Exhale, lower the leg. Walk the hands back in. Sit back as the knees bend. Swing the arms up. Sit back chair pose. So in Utkatasana, your butt goes back first. That's hip hinge. See, my sit bones are gently reaching to my heels. They're not up like this, and they're not all the way down like this. Sit back deeper. Hug in like you're squeezing that beach ball. Pull those shutters closed. Sit back deeper. Lift up. Yes, lift the arms up. Slide the throat back. Sit back deeper. Push down, rise up. Nice, y'all. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step or jump back, downward dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Work on your breath, not my voice. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Exhale, lower back to chaturanga. Lower your chest. Push up through plank. Back to downward dog 2 more times. See, this is where that measurement comes in, the plank to the downward dog. So that when we move from one to the other, they match up. This shit is hard. So we want it to be as efficient as possible, right? We're not trying to waste anything. Because we know if something crumbles, we got to build it back up. So if we can hold it, that's going to be a little easier. We'll meet back in downward dog. Breathe, full breath in, complete breath out. Reach the right leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. Walk your hands to the inside of that right foot. Spin your back heel down. Line your front heel up with your back arch, like you're on a balance beam. Now climb your right elbow to your knee. Yep. Keep the thigh back here. Bring that left arm in front, plug it in, and then sweep the bicep up along the cheek. Utthita Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. If you want to take the right hand down to the block or the floor, feel free. Now keep opening up that right side body. Start going right sit bone to right heel, or sweep your heel to the left and your knee will open out to the right towards the brick wall. Pull the belly in, pull the shutters closed. Start to rotate open. Push into the front heel. Inhale, come up, warrior 2. Reach through your back hand a little bit. Yep. Take the palm up, come back into that reverse warrior. Keep that front knee right on top of the ankle. Yep. Inhale, come back up to that warrior 2. Spin the hands down to the floor. Spin the back heel up. Downward dog. Nice, y'all. Work through one vinyasa. So now we're starting to up it a little bit, right? We're linking things. We're flowing a little bit. It's just another challenge. Stay within your breath, right? Follow your foundation, keep your engagement, and express the best that you can. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. And then as I walk my hands to the inside of the left foot, I spin the right heel down. If I need even a little more intention to get the thigh back, stick your butt back. Yeah, like take your right butt cheek towards the wall with the window and the door. Then climb the elbow to the knee. Arm comes in front, plug it in. See, now we got that right thigh rooted back. We're able to hold it there. It's going to try to pop forward. You got to keep holding it back. You want to extend down, left hand to the block of the floor, inside the foot, a little more therapeutic, a little more accessible. Behind the foot, a little more challenging. One's not right, one's not wrong. It's where you want to play. Rotate open. Yeah, maybe even start to look up as you play with the balance. And soften your face. Push into that front heel. Come up tall into that warrior 2. Yeah, so you want to be lifted here. Reach through your back hand a little bit, because we tend to do this. Go this way. Yep, and the palm comes up. Come back into that reverse warrior. Breathe. The left side of the ribs to where the ceiling and the wall meet at the front of the room. Yes. Inhale, come back up to that warrior 2. Right over the middle finger is where you look. Then spin the hands down to the floor. Spin that back heel up. Downward dog. Move through one vinyasa. Nice, crew. Stay with your breath. When you get back to downward dog, exhale, lower your knees. Sit back on your heels. Give yourself a little break, child's pose. Grab a drink. I fell down the steps a couple weeks ago, and that, like, I can't get that good extension through my big toe as much. But what do you got to do? You just got to work it little by little, right? So I'm not trying to put like dead heavy weight back into myself. I'm hugging in, right? So as the weight goes back, it's nice and controlled. Not just dumping everything, because it's pretty intense, right, to put all that weight back. Inhale, come up, wiggle your toes. Yep, just give them a little break. If you're in child's pose, you're more than welcome to stay. Curl the toes one more time, sit back. Yana Mudra is where your thumb and your pointer finger touch. You put the heel of your hand at the crease of your hip, let your fingers drape your thighs. Let your eyes close if you want. Full breath in, complete breath out. But remember, we're engaged here, right? We're not just putting all the weight back into extending our toes here. We're hugging in and we're settling back. One more breath. Inhale, come up, open the eyes. Exhale the hands down, all fours. Turn the hands out. This is the common tendency. It's got to be this way. Fill this in. It wouldn't have meant as much if I just went, right? It's like, oh yeah, I see that shit, exactly what's happening. So I pull the belly in and the shutter's closed. Now when I push my hands down and like down into the floor, that stretch gets real good through the forearm, through the bicep, a little bit through the pec since I'm in external rotation, but you'll feel more here, forearms and bicep. And then inhale, unwind, sit back on the heels. I tend to do this one with y'all when we do core. Okay, we do this arm balance, Mayurasana. So if you want to play with the arm balance, I'll talk you through. But you got a couple bus stops that you can stop at if you want. Okay? So inhale, come up. Exhale, hands down, turn them out. There's bus stop number 1, right? So we're working this stretch again. Number 2, you're going to walk your hands together so your pinkies touch, and you step back to plank. I tend to show y'all here with the knees wide. So if you want to work the arm balance, you're going to take the knees wide. Some of us have stuff in the way once in a while. So if you got something that you need to get by here, you're going to put the block here, right? And that'll give you a little bit of space to work through. We're going to bend our elbows. We're going to bring our elbows towards our belly. We're going to push our feet together, and I'm going to go forward. Then I'm going to use my glutes and my hamstrings to lift my legs. Yeah. Keep going forward. Go ahead, Nat. Yes, yes, yes. So that's coming Mayurasana from the plank, right? As compared to where I had y'all come from like child's pose legs. The child's pose legs would be a little more accessible because it would be shorter, so you can hug in a little bit more. It would be more challenging when you come from the plank. But wherever you want to play. Does that make sense though with the block? Has everybody got that, right? Just kind of make a little more space. All right, here we go. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands down, all fours. Take a couple breaths. When you're ready, step back to plank. Downward dog. Pedal, swivel, wiggle a little bit here. Come to neutral. Here we go. Inhale, come forward to plank. So you see where I'm lifted? All of our butts stick up out the back, right? So your butt shouldn't be here. It should be up here. Upper back is settled just a little bit, but this isn't it. This is me collapsed. I got to push down. Now, it's not this either, right? This is me disintegrating my arm bone. I can't have that. I got to integrate. I got to keep hugging in. Now, play where you want to play. We're at 30 seconds. Keep pushing down. Keep hugging your forearms into the midline. Squeeze your biceps. Keep sweeping your inner heels out. Hug your shins in. Pull your pelvic floor up like from the jump. Pull your belly in. Pull your shutters closed. Keep breathing. Shit's getting real now, right? Feel the shake happening? That's good. That's called time under tension. That's how you get stronger. Keep breathing. You hear my voice? Is there any panic in it? No. And I'm working my ass off right with y'all, right? Stay smooth. Keep your breath smooth. Remember, this moment is meant to be hard. You want to play a little bit? Lift the right heel up. Lower it down. Lift the left up. Keep breathing. Got about 15 seconds left. Lower that leg down. Breathe. Push down. Hug in. Soften your face. We got about 5 seconds. So you got about maybe 1 or 2 breaths left. And when you're ready, slowly lower to your bellies. Nice, y'all. Take your hands underneath your head. And then just like some butt wiggles. Go back to the breath. Awesome job, y'all. Beautiful. Right, there's such a reward when you're done, right? You're like, wow, I made it, right? I did the work and I made it. So now you can build on that next time. Inhale the head to center, swap the hands, turn the head to the other side. You all have, right, what you need inside. You just got to bring it out. And I know almost all your practices, y'all are very strong. You just have to work it and be accepting of those moments, right? Work where you can. Pause or relax where you need to. Inhale the head back to center. Take the hands behind the back. Let's work that multifidus a little bit while we're here. So I want to tack my toenails down into the floor. I want to pull my belly to my spine, and I want to push my junk into the yoga mat, like I'm pushing my pubic bone into the mat. Now I'm going to look forward, and I'm going to go forward as I come up. So inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower. Let's do 5. Your breath. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower it down. 2 more. And then after that 5th one, as you lower down, release the hands. Take them under your head. Turn your head to that one side. Butt wiggles again, or even here, reverse windshield wipers. Come to neutral. Take the hands behind the back. We're going to do 1 more of those. So if the left pinky was under, now I'm going to put my right pinky under. So the opposite way, the unfamiliar way. And charge those legs up. Here we go. When you're ready, belly to spine, pubic bone to the mat. Look forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come up. Work that middle upper back here. And down. Work on your breath. 3 more. After your last one, release the hands, turn the head to the other side. Butt wiggles or reverse windshield wipers. Then come to neutral. Inhale the head back to center. Bring the arms along the side so your thumbs are nipple line. Take the shoulders back. Curl the toes. Work the core. All right, keep those legs fiery. When you're ready, push up the chaturanga. Take a breath. Push up the plank. Take a breath. Push back to downward dog. Look forward. Bend your knees. Step or jump between your hands. Swing your arms up. Take a nice big reach. Draw the belly, lengthen those sit bones down, curl back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in front. Spread your toes on your right foot. Bend your left knee, reach back, grab your ankle, your foot, or your strap. Bring your thighs parallel, so they're right next to one another. Lean back, so that your right heel gets heavy. So you can move your toes, not the ball of your foot, but you can move your toes. And your heel's nice and heavy. You should be feeling it shoot right here to glute med and piriformis, those stabilizers in the pelvis. Pull the belly in, sit bones down. Yeah, pull the heel towards the sit bone. We're getting that nice quad stretch. You want to go dancer, baby dancer, the arm comes in front, you plug it in. Don't worry about kicking the leg back. Hinge at the hip. Yeah, then when you get back, when you get out, kick the leg back. Yeah, but don't let that left hip peel up. Keep it coming down like you're hugging to the inside of your right thigh. Yes, inhale, come up. Release the leg, bring the knee in front. Lean back, take the arms up, look up, close your eyes. Open your eyes. Exhale, release. You hear me talk about it all the time. You want to hit true core that means something to your everyday life, stand on one leg. Right? How often are you going to be in plank? Not often, right, in real life, but how long are you going to be trying to stand up? All the time, right? So this is where we're really firing that core up. Come on, try side two. Make sure there's a little micro bend in your left knee because hyperextension wants to happen, so that little micro bend. And then get that heel to root. And you should be feeling right here, there's a dimple. We all have a dimple in our butt right here. That's where glute med and piriformis are. They're hugging in on your pelvis to stabilize and hold it in place. So then you could do some cool shit like pull this heel to the sit bone, right? Or maybe bring the arm in front and hinge. Let's go for it. Hinge at the hip. Right? The stability lets us then play with it. And then kick the leg back. Keep hugging to the inside of your left thigh so the right hip doesn't do this. Hug in this way. Yep. Kick that leg back. One more breath. And then inhale, come up, nice and tall. Yep. The knee comes in front. Lean, sacrum back. Yep. Arms go up. Maybe look up. Maybe close your eyes. And open your eyes. And exhale, release. What do I always tell you about balance? Don't ever let it piss you off, right? When you fall over, you just giggle a little bit and you try again. We're practicing, right? Like all this stuff is cute, these poses, right? It's great. You're doing all these different things. Why do we practice? So we could apply it in our life, right? So when you're walking down the street and we hit that little curb, let's catch ourselves, right? That's what we're practicing for. So never beat yourself up on the mat, just practice, right? Set the feet. Sit back as the knees bend, swing the arms up, take a nice big reach. Curl back into it a little bit. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in front. Okay, while we're here, Trikonasana, triangle, right leg forward, left leg back. We'll kick up into Ardha Chandrasana from triangle. Okay? So if you're not sure so real quick, when you go into Ardha Chandrasana, the distance that your arm is out in front of your body is from your hip to your armpit. Your arm is just out like this, right? I'm hinged at the hip, and my arm's like this. So I want the block to be like right here in front of me. If I'm out here, I'm losing the heel. And then I know I'm in trouble, right? Because we just talked about the heel's got to be rooted. Just like if I'm too close here, I'm going to lose the ball of the foot, and I'm going to be unrooted there, right? So get your setup, your distance from that place. All right, here we go. Pretty long distance on your step. If you're not sure what it is, bend into that lead leg. Find your warrior two stance, which you know a little, right? It's a little easier to see. And then you can straighten the leg to come to triangle legs. Take the arms up. Get tall. We got to peel up out of the waist. Keep this thigh back on the left side. Keep the hip back. When you feel like you got real tall, like you cleared the front of the right hip, then go ahead and hinge at the hip. Yeah, because we don't want to dump into that hip. We want to reach out and keep that right hip clear as we hinge into it. Keep opening up that right side body. So engage the left side body. Keep the left ear reaching up to the ceiling. Maybe start to look up the arm, and you start to challenge the balance already that we're about to play with even further. One more breath. Lower the left hand to your hip. Bend your front knee. You can drag this leg in, or you can kick up, come to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Keep the heel heavy. So reach your left heel back to the wall behind you so the right heel stays heavy. You really want to challenge the balance, start to look up. One more breath. Now scissor the legs, float back to that standing triangle. Yup. Bend the front knee. Step forward. Let the hands meet Anjali Mudra. Nice, y'all. That was awesome. Beautiful poses. Let's try side two. Any questions or anything? Make sense? Yeah? Challenging? Hell yeah, right? Like, put it in perspective. You're in external rotation. You're standing on one leg. Your arm's out in front of you, and you're looking up, right? That's a lot of shit. But that's our game, right? Yes, it's hard, but it's fun. And that's how we get through it. Take the arms up. Get nice and tall here. Yep. When you're ready, hinge at the left side of the hip. Same thing here. If the hand's in front, it's a little more therapeutic. It's a little more accessible. If the hand goes behind the foot, it's a little more challenging. It's not a one's right and one's wrong thing. Keep opening up that left side body. Yep, and then start to challenge the balance by gently looking up. So we start to put ourselves in that. This is positive stress that we're doing ourselves, right? One more breath. Now bring the right hand to the hip. When you bend that front leg, start pulling the energy in. Kick up into that half moon. See, I can move my toes, but I cannot move the ball of my foot or my heel. Maybe the arm goes up. Kick those toes forward on that right leg, so if you look down your leg, you could see them. Maybe look up to really challenge that balance. Woo! One more breath. Scissor the legs, float back. Bend the front knee, step forward. Let your thumb, nice y'all. Thumbs come to heart center, let your thumbs flick your heart out, let your eyes close. Mountain pose, right? But we're chilling a little bit. So strong through the legs, nice little connection through the core, hands are hugging in, but eyes are closing. Breath is softening. Full breath in, complete breath out. And then gently open the eyes, release the hands. Sit back as the knees bend, swing the arms up, big reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Keep the weight balanced in the feet here. So front to back, we've been talking about, right? Heel the ball of the foot. Inside and outside, you're going to lift the inner arches up and bring a little weight to the outer edge of the foot so that your second toe comes in line with the middle of your ankle. As you look forward, drag the fingers back to you. You're going to feel like your spine peels forward out of your waist, and then go ahead and fold in the pose even a little deeper. One more time. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step or jump back, downward dog, move through one vinyasa. From downward dog, reach the right leg straight back, step it through, pigeon. So right knee nice and wide to the right edge of your mat. Left knee in line with your left hip. Keep pushing down and hugging in, right? So I'm pulling my front knee back and my back knee forward, and I feel that there's this lift, right? Pull pelvic floor up. Your junk's lifted up, right? There's space underneath here. So much space that if I let my hands go, I can still hold myself up, right? That's how much power I'm pulling in. Now, whenever we do like upper backs or we do shoulders or something like that, I always show you all this little one where you take your hands out to the side, because I know a lot of you like to fold. Rather than doing this, which starts to contribute to our misalignment, bring your arms out to the side and then soften your chest. Keep sliding your throat to the ceiling as your chest softens to the floor. So opposing directions, right? And now you feel all this work happening, like between your shoulder blades, north to south, so from your head to your butt. That's like neutral thoracic extension. If you need to go a little bit further, you come up just a little bit. You take your left hand onto the ball of your right foot and you push like a gas pedal. That's going to shoot the energy up the leg to protect the knee. And then hug in. Then lift your front knee up and move it back an inch or two. Then hug in again and lift your back knee up and move it back an inch or two. Then you could go to the fold again. And you'll notice how that stretch in the back of the hip and down the back of the leg got a lot better. Inhale, come up. Place the hands. Take a breath. Lift the hips, unwind that right leg. Reach it back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, right knee to right elbow. Back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, right knee to chin or chest. Back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, right knee to left elbow for the twist. Maybe kick the leg out to the side. Unwind, reach that leg back. Lower that right leg down. Take a breath. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, pigeon side two. Like, it's a lot easier in the poses to move back, right? It's hard to try to pull your shin up this way. Just move yourself back a little bit like we did before. Take a couple breaths. This time, left knee's nice and wide, right knee's in line. So right knee, you'd have to kind of peek over your shoulder to see. Left, you could see, right, just looking at it. And then hug in. Then if you want to go for that fold, take the hands out and fold. Like, if this is your thing, right? This is your thing. This is where you want to be, right? These are never demands, right? These are just offerings. If you want to try them, go for it. If you feel like, bless you, something feels great in your body, then go for that. The unfortunate thing is sometimes misalignments feel great in our body, right? And that's not okay. We're not trying to reinforce that, right? So feel, does something feel in your upper back? Does it feel a little challenging? Then it's probably moving in the right direction. Does it feel easy like this? Then it's probably going the wrong direction. And then the little trick was you come up halfway, right hand to the ball, left foot, push, hug in, lift the front knee, move it back an inch or two, hug in, pick the back knee up, move it back an inch or two. Nice, y'all. Beautiful. Couple more breaths. And then inhale, come up, place the hands, lift the hips, unwind that left leg back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. When you're ready, come forward, left knee to left elbow, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, knee to chin or chest, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, left knee to right elbow, maybe kick that leg out to the side. Unwind it, reach it back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Exhale, lower it. Look forward, bend your knees. Step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a big reach. Exhale, hands in front. All right, grab your mats, find a spot on the wall. Let's go upside down. Use up all the space. You come up front, doors. If you're going to do downward dog or L pose, you can work underneath the lights. If you're going to kick up, just make sure you move away from the lights a little bit. Some of you might want to stay in the middle of the floor. You're always welcome to. If you're at home and you don't have the wall to kick up on, you can lay on your back. Knees are bent. Interlace the hands behind that right thigh as you reach the heel to the sky. Take a bunch of breaths. And then you'll swap into side two. If you are at home or in the studio, it's not your day to invert. You're always welcome to go legs up the wall or do a pose that feels good to you, okay? I'm going to talk everyone through downward dog and L pose, And then those either want to do your handstands, your headstands, your tripods, your pinch mayas, and then you want to mess with, go for it, okay? So if you're going to stick with me, let's go all fours, hands and knees. If you're going to go, feet are touching the wall. If you're going to go on your own, whenever you're ready, okay? We did some shoulders and stuff, so pinch maya could be pretty accessible for a lot of you. Maybe you want to go a little further, pinch maya, press up in the headstand. You want to play with that, all right? So if you're going to stick with me, all fours, hands and knees, set up that low mountain just like we did before. Take a couple breaths. When you're ready, lift the knees and the hips, come to a short downward dog. When you're ready, step 1 foot up the wall. Check in. Still feel good? Step the 2nd foot up the wall. With your knees bent, you'll be in downward dog, inverted. With your legs straight, you'll be in L pose. Nice, y'all. What's yoga asking for you to do here? Be as calm upside down as you can, right side up, right? That's a hell of a challenge. But that's the game. Stay with your breath. Set strong foundations. Engage and express. About another like 30 seconds or so. About to kick up, go for it. You feel like you're inverted out. We're going to meet on our bellies. Awesome. All right, let's meet on our bellies for bow. You got me on the mat, you know, we're going for it, right? Let's do it. Dude, I love practicing with y'all, right? Thank you, right? I'm happy to be up here practicing with y'all. All right, bow pose. So I've been working on this with y'all the past few weeks, right? I feel like bow pose is just one of those back bends that we struggle with until we just learn how to neutralize our pelvis and hold the neutral space, right? And then the pose opens up in a whole different way. So let's give it a try. I'll talk you through. So we're on our bellies. We're going to bend our knees and we're going to reach back to grab our ankles, our feet, or our strap. Okay, so our strap could be around our ankles here, give us lots of space. Now, if you're holding your ankles, go this way, back to dorsiflexion. So you'll be like Tadasana in your foot. Yep. If you're holding your feet like this, you need the space. Awesome, right? Just wherever you want to be. Now, hug your knees in. That's adduction. Now, push your knees down. Just for this second, your butt's going to come up. We're trying to make more space. Now, bring your belly to your spine, and now push your pubic bone or your junk into the yoga mat. That's going to protect our low back. Now look forward. And as you lift your chest, go forward, then come up. Draw your hands into your feet. Kick your legs back behind you. Yeah, but keep pushing that pubic bone into the mat. Keep that belly button working to your spine and have the back bend happening just underneath the shoulder blades. One more breath. Nice, y'all. Control it as you release. Take your hands under your head. Turn your head to one side. Butt wiggles or reverse windshield wipers. So that makes sense, everybody, right? Just neutralizing the pelvis. We talked about it before, right? Your belly button's going to try to fall to the floor. You got to bring it to your spine. You got to push your pubic bone to, that's the front of your pelvis. If you want to think of the back of your pelvis, you're going sit bones towards the backs of your knees. All right, come to neutral. Inhale the head back to center. One more. Reach back, grab the ankle, the feet or the strap. We'll talk it through again. Hug your knees in. For just this moment, push your knees down. Your butt's going to come up. Belly button to the spine, pubic bone to the mat. The butt comes down. Now look forward as you lift the chest. As you draw the hands into the feet, kick those legs back. Breathe. Keep going forward as you come up. So you stay out of that low back, and we're working that middle upper back. One more breath. Control it as you release. Swap the hands, turn the head to the other side. Those reverse windshield wipers or the butt wiggles. Come to neutral. Inhale your head back to center. Take your hands along the sides. Push yourself back. Spin around to a seated position. Take the hands behind you. Just like downward dog, same placement of my hands. Except in downward dog, they'd be like this, right, in front of me. Here, I'm going to go behind me. Take the shoulders back. Charge the legs up. Pull up. Full abdominal wall. Everything's charged up. When you're ready, slowly lift the hips. Yep, letting the head and the throat settle back. Keep pushing those heels down. Feel those hips come up. Breathe. Knees reach forward. Upper palate, the mouth reaches back. And then stay engaged as you slowly lower down. And then just a little side to side with the knees. Twists neutralize back bends, right? Twists are neutral forward folds. That's a neutral forward fold will be like with your knees bent. Like downward dog with your knees real bent. So do you do these after you do a back bend just to make sure like nothing tries to jump into those areas? We don't want it to, right? It's kind of like a little extra insurance policy we throw on there. All right, let's do one more. Set it up. Charge it up. When you're ready, lift. That's it. Keep those hips up. You want to play? Right leg out, heel to the floor. Left leg out, heel to the floor. Left leg in. Right leg in. Lift the hips. Left leg out, heel to the floor. Right leg out, heel to the floor. Right in first. Left in. Lift the hips. Head and throat back. Breathe. Slowly lower down. Lay back. Windshield wipers. Belly to spine. Shutters closed. Notice how now the twist is going through the spine instead of just manipulating the ribs. We're really rotating here. When you balance both sides out, come to neutral. Hug those knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug or make a couple little small circles here, whatever feels good. Come to neutral. Keep your knees bent, lower your feet to the floor. Inhale the right leg up, cross it over your left. Hips are going to scooch to the right a little bit. Knees are going to settle to the left. Stay with the belly and the shutters that little bit as you root that right shoulder down into the yoga mat. If you have any neck issues on twists, it's safest to just let your head stay in line with your chest. If you want to look away from your knees, you can. Whatever feels good to you. Little twist here at the same time, little opener in the back of the hip, outside of the hip. Inhale, come back to center. Unwind the legs as you scooch back to the middle. Scooching is just to keep you on your mat. It's not like part of the pose, just so you stay in your space. And then lift the left leg up, cross it over the right. So we'll scooch the hips to the left that little bit, so as our knees fall to the right, we just stay on our mat a little bit more. And then we connect to the core. We get nice and tall out of the waist so the spine's lifted, right? So now as we rotate, we're in good space. And not just that nice engagement and stretch, because one side is engaging, one side's lengthening, right? Obliques and spinal erectors. That's what makes you twist. But at the same time, we're in that back inside of the hip one more time, down the outside of that leg a little bit. Inhale, come back to center, unwind those legs. Take the legs out straight, reach the arms up overhead. Take a big stretch. Right, we always take a moment to feel all that space that we made. We leave a little bit taller. And hug the knees to the chest. Take the knees wide. Come to happy baby. Ananda Balasana. So knees are nice and wide, wider than my shoulders. Sacrum is flat. So see, if I hold my toes, that's a little more challenging for me. I could hold the space, but it's definitely at the edge, right? So sometimes I feel better taking my hands towards the outsides of my shins, which lets me take my knees even wider and then draw my knees a little easier towards my ears. Now, that's me. What do you need in your practice? Then you can go one leg out, both legs out, rock side to side, whatever feels good. Maybe try it one way and then see, where is my edge at? Where do I have to try to get to? And when you're ready, inhale the knees to center, exhale the legs out straight. We'll take Shavasana. Beautiful practice, group. Feel free to add or remove layers or props. I'm going to talk everyone through laying flat, but you're more than welcome to do a variation. We all could, you lift your butt up and you push the fleshiness towards your heels. And then you place your butt back down. And there's a nice settling that comes over the low back and the pelvis when you do that. If you want to take the blanket or the blocks behind the knees, or you want to do Supta Baddha Konasana, your knees would be like this. Just put the blocks on the outsides of the thighs here. You're going to set up a heart bench, whatever feels good. And here as we lay back, we let the legs stretch out. We let the feet gently roll open. We let the arms come along the sides. We take the shoulders back. We feel the open palm to the sky. Feel the head rest back. Maybe let the eyes close. And allow the tongue to soften from the roof of the mouth. The body gets heavy. The mind softens as it gets light. Turns back to the breath. The heart opens as it prepares to move the practice from the mat into the yoga of life. The heart will bring us back to the mat, to practice again, to challenge ourselves. And no matter where it is or what's going on, you always have that opportunity to change the moment. With each breath, a new moment, a new opportunity. To take that breath, to set the foundation, to engage and express a little bit better. A little more in tune, a little more aware of what's going on and the effect that it's having. Because that's how you make the change. Yoga teaches us to be conscious in what we do, to be aware. Not to just blindly move through things with no intention. That's the way the yoga stays with us no matter what we do. It manifests in everything that in every action we make. Begin here to draw in a deeper breath. Feeling the breath washing over the body, your toes, through your fingers, crown of your head, through your heart, as you reawaken that better version of yourself, ready for whatever comes next. Let the fingers and the toes wiggle. Let the arms and the legs stretch or reach. Move in a way that feels good to you. Taking your time, moving slowly. Being aware and conscious of all your movements. Taking your time, moving slowly. You can hug the knees to the chest and just roll towards the right side. Take your hands underneath your head. Make a little pillow and just take a couple breaths here. We allow ourselves to reacclimate. When you're ready, you can push your hands down, come up to a seated position. We'll meet together with our eyes closed and our hands in front of our hearts. The place we started, the place we practice, the place we finish. And how we always move the yoga from the mat into the steps of our life. With that full and open, empowered, strengthened, balanced heart. One more time together to seal in our practice. Our time together with our Kula, our yoga family. Together the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Beautiful. As we softly bow our head to our hearts, our heads to each other's hearts. For all of that hard work, that determination, that challenge, the love and the support you always give each other, it's to you that I bow. Namaste. Crew, thank you. Super fun. Great to practice with y'all. Some of y'all that I see on Thursdays, I practice with you all the time, but those I see on the weekends, this is nice to get to practice with y'all, so super fun. You know, home crew, good to see everyone. If you have any questions or something feels weird in your body, grab me before you go. If not, I'll see some of y'all next week. Thanks, crew.
Thanks, Larry.
You're welcome.
How was your vacation?
It was good. It was cool to do nothing for a couple days. It's been a long time since we did nothing, so